Well, hello. Hey guys, it is the 11th of May. We've already passed Mother's Day. We are now in between Mother's Day and Memorial Day. So you guys still have a lot of reason to keep reaching out to people. I I don't know. I can't, yeah, I can't tell. So I know some of you were on the phone call this morning, the Monday morning motivational, but because it was a phone call, I couldn't actually see faces. I know Laura was on it because she recorded it, and I know Sandra was on it because she talked to me. So I'm going to kind of go over a lot of what I talked about today on that call. So some of this might be repeat, but I feel like it's good repeat, um, because this is something that came out of a conversation that Sandra and I actually had last week, a few days ago. I don't. Today's Monday. Yeah. So what I want you guys to do, I want to open up chat, and I want you guys to start chiming in, and give me examples of times when someone has underestimated you. Not you underestimating yourself, but times when someone underestimated you. You set a goal, you made a statement of something you were going to do. It could be like the example I used this morning was, trying out for a varsity sports team, or maybe at 18, you said you were going to go away to college, or you were going to go away to New York City, or whatever. Just a time when somebody underestimated you. Because I really feel like underestimating people is a generational repetition. I think that we always feel like there's always one group of people who are older and wiser, and so they feel like they're guiding the next generation. But that immediately puts doubt into someone whenever you become new at something. So, like, case in point, I'm pretty sure I'm older than Maria, I think. Yeah, she just turned 40, right? Let's pretend she did. This will make my story better. So even though I'm like physically older, because she's been doing this longer, to all of us, she's wiser, she's better than us, so we immediately put doubt that we couldn't be where she is because somebody somewhere has told us that we couldn't do something. Somebody had already undermined our goals, or what do you call it? Not necessarily. It's kind of, I mean, it is putting you down. It is putting you down, holding you back, trying to cushion the blow. So what I want to talk about is how, probably for me, I know it's a daily basis. And to be honest, sometimes it's probably 15-minute increments where I will be going about my day and something will stop me. I don't know if it's a voice inside my head, outside my head, what it is. Maybe I read something, I see something, but I have to remind myself, I can do this. I'm good at this. I can do this. Even if I'm not good at it, I tell myself I'm good at this. We can do this. And so it's just a constant battle of underestimating myself personally with what I can do. And that's where I think a lot of times you'll hear it said, borrow confidence from somebody else. So like you'll hear, like I will tell you flat out, if you're feeling like you can't do this, call me. I will give you my confidence for the day. But you guys have to know, I call other people to get my confidence filled sometimes too. None of us are above that. There's always going to be a time when we doubt something. There's always going to be a time when we feel insecure, or we're just flat out holding ourselves back for whatever reason. There is, honest to goodness, a fear of success for a lot of people. I know we've talked about this before, and maybe that's something that we should go ahead and revisit, since we're kind of combining the call from this morning with this. But like Sandra's point was, she felt like, and Sandra, I know we talked about this, but just so you know, I am using you right now. She felt like there was a time when she would say, hey, Courtney, I hope we can just get your Thrive for free. When Courtney clicked the promoter button, she was thinking of getting a car. But instead of Sandra's mind overwhelming her new promoter, she would just say, let's just try to get you, your Thrive for free, and not really talk to them about some of the other bigger things that were out there. But again, out of a place of kindness, as to not overwhelm, but yet that is a version of holding your team back. So, I don't know, I'm saying that right, Sandra, right? That's the conversation. Yeah. Okay. And so I think if you guys think about that, you probably all do that to an extent, either with yourself or with your team. When you're bringing somebody new in, I definitely try to say, when somebody puts me in a three-way chat with a newbie, I try to say, hey, Laura, now that you've clicked the promoter button, tell me a little bit about what it is that you want to do. Do you want to just earn your Thrive for free, or are you in this for a car and some good money? Like, I want people to tell me what they're thinking, because here's the thing. We all know that it can change. We know that somebody could say in that moment, I just want my Thrive for free, but it's still our job to let them know what's out there for them, because it's literally, as soon as somebody clicks that promoter button, the world is their oyster. It's up to them, right? And so that's kind of what I was talking about last night too. Like, the quote was, as leaders, we are never responsible for filling someone else's cup. Our only responsibility is to empty ours. So it's our job when bringing in a customer or a promoter to tell them what they can do with it. I mean, you guys know you can't force anybody to do it. We've all had that where like we wanted something so badly for somebody and they just won't do squat. So you can't force it to happen for people, but it is your responsibility to let them know what's out there. And then honestly, I think that's the hardest part, when you let them know all the great things they could do and then they still don't do it. That's when you just have to kind of like bless and release, you know, just bless you. I offered this all to you. I personally think you're a nut job for not taking it, but what the heck, you go make yourself happy. And then you have to walk away. And walking away is the hard part, because I know for me personally, I stew over it quite a bit and I talk about it 6 months later. But it's true. Like, we have such a good thing here. So what I want you guys to start doing is expanding your thinking by expanding your belief in what you have in front of you. And I think that is where maybe some of this comes from. So if maybe it took you 4 years to hit your auto bonus. So then you might think that it takes everyone 4 years to hit their auto bonus, right? Or maybe you hit your auto bonus in 2 months. So then you just think everybody can do it in 2 months. You have to take yourself out of each new person's scenario. And I think we all understand that when we're talking to a customer. So like, for example, I know it took me 3 weeks to feel good. I know it took Laura like a day, right? So we all accept that everyone's going to experience Thrive differently because we're different. Our bodies are different, yada, yada. But you have to remember that too, when somebody's coming into the business, when you're working with your team, everyone's going to go about it differently. But just because they don't go about it in the timetable you think they should, or you think they might, or you think they could, it doesn't mean that it's not working for them, or it's not the path for them. I mean, I think Edie and Lacey are a perfect example. You guys have all watched them be shout out left and right. And most of you were like, who is this Lacey girl? Because she was brand new. But everybody knew who Edie was because she's been with us for over 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. Yeah, she's been here for 4 years. So it would have been easy at some point in time to say, I don't think Edie really wants it. I don't think she cares enough about it. So I'm not going to like keep tagging her and stuff. But I never did that. Samantha never did that. Edie's actual upline is long gone. The girl who signed her in is long gone. So don't assume that your upline has anything to do with your success. And don't assume that if somebody leaves, all the people under them are going to leave, because Edie's a perfect example of that. Her upline's gone, but the two above her, we're still here and we're still helping her. So I guess, I don't know, I'm kind of rambling, but my point is that when you start to think, I can't do it, or worse, they can't do it, I want you to stop for a minute and remember that it can be done. Whatever it is, it can be done. There are some of you, the night that GOAT ended, I went to bed and I really thought everybody that had been chasing it was done. And I woke up to 3 people who I didn't even know for sure were chasing it had hit it. So shame on me for thinking that I knew everybody that was chasing that goal, because I clearly missed 3 of you. So case in point, I don't even know who all is chasing for a goal half the time. And I feel like I'm pretty connected, or at least I try to be. But so I want you to comment, like start filling up the chat for me, because nobody filled it up the first time. Tell me times, like recently in the last month, when is the time that somebody on your team, you thought to yourself, and you don't have to say who they are because they might be on here, we don't want to offend anybody, but when was the time where you thought to yourself, I don't think they're going to do anything, or I think they're going to quit? You know, you've all had that moment where you're like, oh, I think they're going to quit. Sandra had another aha moment. When you had that, I think they're going to quit, or I don't think they're going to do anything, what did you do? Did you go with that feeling? Did you stop sending them all the information that you would have sent them if you thought they were going to be your next rock star? Like, I want you to ask it, like, you have to understand whatever you're thinking up here is going to affect what you do. Like, I'm pointing to my desk. So if I'm thinking up here, oh, Olivia's got 4 babies. There's no way she's going to go after the goat. I'm not going to bother sending her an extra message, and I'm not even going to put her on my list because there's just no way she's going to be able to do that. Right? Like, you could think these things, but she did it. Right? So it's the people who you don't necessarily know that are going to do it are going to do it. So don't sell people short. Sandra, whoops. It won't let me unmute you. Okay.
I just unmuted. Okay. When you were talking about, just, and it all stems from our conversation that we had last week about, not wanting to overwhelm everything. But then as you were talking about it and saying it again out loud, I just had this massive, another aha moment. So when I would read a book to my class, and I loved reading out loud, I did not give out everything all at once. It had to almost be like an aha moment for them. We unpacked it together. Mm-hmm. But also, I had to kind of lead them, questioning wise, to get them into that thinking so that they could have that aha moment. Mm-hmm. And I loved what Tammy said about, back whenever we all were signing up as promoters, we didn't really look at it as, what are your goals? Are you kidding? I just want my Thrive for free. I didn't know I could get it for free as a customer, Mm-hmm. And so asking them that, but unpacking it together and helping them to see that big picture. So when I was reading a book, it was all about helping the kids to see the big picture and the overall view of what the story was about. This is the same way. Mm-hmm. And I made it way too hard. And then, so when she was talking about, we don't just not message folks and whatever. So I have a promoter that has a customer underneath her that at one point, was not going to thrive. And then all of a sudden, next thing I know, she's coming back to thriving. And she's one of the ones who, with me helping them with their order and so forth, she hit the promoter button last week. I'm like, mm-hmm. What in the world? Holy moly. And so I would have never dreamed that could happen. And it just made me realize that I was selling myself totally short in so many aspects and selling my team short that, that their goals may not be even bigger than what they already are. So anyway, I've had a lot of lessons that, and the last thing is that when you get in your head, there's something that my mom, and I just had an aha moment with it last week. My mom used to tell me, she goes, Sandra, nothing's ever hard for you. She said, you just jump in with both feet. But yet, why have I made this business for the last 2 years hard? It's not hard. I got in my head. I let my mind get in my way. And this morning when I woke up, I listened to my devotional, and the first thing I said was, Mama, you're right. This isn't hard. I can do this. And I just jumped out of bed and came into my office and started working. And so if you get that in your mind that all of a sudden something's hard, just take the words of my mama. Nothing's hard. Mm-hmm. We can do this.
It's true. So, being a trainer, people would say stuff like, eating salad is hard. Eating chicken is hard. And my sister would literally just turn around and be like, no, cancer's hard. Eating chicken's easy. And so, you really have to think about, there are going to be times in your life, there is going to be some serious hard stuff that you go through, but it's not this job.
Yeah. And I did allude, and I'll mute myself back up. But about 3 weeks ago, I had someone do the undermine me thing. It was a man in a completely different industry, and it got in my head. And then last Monday, I'm like, nope, mm-hmm. Not going to happen. Mm-hmm. Not going to happen.
It's a matter of, you'll hear this time and time again, and it's easier said than done, but you have to protect your mindset, because there are things coming at you all day long trying to chip away at you. Sometimes it's easy to identify. Sometimes it's literally a person saying something mean or talking bad about you. That's easy. It's the little things that chip away at you that you have to have that barricade up. So maybe it's a commercial. Maybe it's someone's comment on Facebook, not even on your post, on someone else's. And you're like, wait a minute, what are they talking about? You start getting into those things. Whereas that bulletproof mindset is when no matter what is happening around you, you have your IAMs running in the background, or you have the devotional that you read that morning running through your background, or you have that moment where you're like, you know what? I feel a little off. I'm going to take a breather and I'm going to go back into it. I actually heard in a podcast this week that some of the most, when, his name is Brendan Burchard. You probably have all heard of him before. He wrote a book called High Performance Habits. It was an interview he did, and he was talking about how when they interviewed the world's top high performers, they realized that on average, high performers take a break every 50 minutes. Like, so he was saying that for him, when he first found that out, he had to set a timer on his phone to remind himself every 50 minutes to get up, to walk, to, he said sometimes he would just like do jumping jacks. Sometimes he would get a new glass of water, but every 50 minutes he would take a break. But he said it was interesting because when they were interviewing and following these high performers, they didn't have timers. They were just naturally doing it. They recognized that if they wanted to work hard and be focused, that they had to take a break. Your brain can only take so much, especially for people like us who work on the computer. Your eyeballs literally start to fatigue. Your brain can only take so much. You know, I'm a hell of a scroller, and I can give myself dizzy every now and then. So think about that when you're like really focused and trying to, you know, when it starts to feel hard. I think when it starts to feel hard, that's probably your body saying, I need a break. Now, a break does not mean take off 4 days. Does not mean walk away and not talk to anybody for the next 4 days. It means take a break. Take 10 minutes, get a glass of water, or get crazy. Take a lunch break, go for a walk for 30 minutes, whatever. But when you start to feel like it's hard, I think that that's a signal. That's like an internal signal. It could be two different things. It could be you being afraid of what you need to do. Like maybe you need to send a message that you're nervous about. And so it feels hard versus nervous, anxiety. Like instead of identifying what you're actually feeling. But regardless, if you take a hot second, take a break, go tinkle, think about it, name what it is that you're feeling. Not that it's hard. I'm scared, I'm worried, whatever. You'll be able to dive in and do it a whole lot better. Because again, that is a form of selling yourself short and you know, oh, it's hard, I can't do it. I'll go do a load of laundry. Well, that load of laundry is not going to help you get a car payment this month, right? So when you start to think, I've sent out 20 messages and it's so hard. Well, maybe you need to get up and move, but then come back and do the next 20. I think, and I don't know, maybe part of it is being a female. I don't know if that's true or not, but I feel like we do sell ourselves short a lot. Whereas you guys already know straight up, there's a reason that Jesus had women make babies, right? So again, next time you're like, I don't know if I can do it. Yeah, you can. And I haven't even squeezed one out, but I know for a fact I could, right? Like I know I could do that. So you're just so much stronger than you give yourself credit for. And I think that's what happens, you know, like you'll have a burst in your business and you're just like, you know, that when you're like on fire and you're like, oh, I'm untouchable. Like I'm just signing up people and people love me and it's the best job ever. And then you go to bed and the next day you're like, oh, crickets. Like you can literally get 4 customers in one day and they get nothing for like the next 2 weeks, right? You know that the highs and lows of sales are why you have to be consistent with your effort. And it's in that consistency. The struggle to be consistent is when your brain starts to say, I'm not good enough. They don't care about it anymore. Nobody wants to hear from me. Nobody's going to buy my stuff. I'm probably getting on people's nerves. I do think that's a female thing because I don't know a single male who would sit down at his computer to do sales calls or sales emails or whatever and think for a hot second, I might be getting on their nerves, right? I don't know a single guy. And I used to do sales with a lot of guys. We sold office furniture and they were, I don't know, they were bloodthirsty. Like they would follow carpet vans because they knew carpet was getting laid somewhere. And if it was going to be office, they were going to go sell furniture. So like, don't hold yourself back. I don't know how else to say it, but don't hold yourself back. You are literally the only limit. And something I want to definitely hit on here, and you guys probably, you can't tell me I can't do it. What? Yeah. Oh, yes, exactly. Watch me do it and take pictures. And that's what I'm saying today. Like anytime somebody has ever undermined me or doubted me, this is just me being a 4-year-old. My initial reaction is utter defense. I am literally like, what do you mean I can't do it? Like I will lose a finger doing it just to prove I can do it. You know, like that's just, and I know some people aren't like that. Some people are like, oh, okay, I can't do it. So I know everybody goes in their own direction, but it's good to, you know how you react to that. So identify with that right now. If someone said to you, you can't do it, like when you said you were going to sign up to be a promoter, I'm sure, because we all had this, somebody was like, are you sure you want to do that? I don't think you can make money doing that. How did you react in that moment? Did you go, watch me get a car, smarty pants? Or did you sit back and think, maybe they're right? And it's not right or wrong, however you reacted to it. Because trust me, I'm sure a therapist would say, I have anger issues. But you just need to know how you respond so that when you feel that response happening, you can go, oh, there it is. Okay, hold up. They are making me doubt myself. And I'm not gonna let that happen. So you just need to know how you react to that when somebody starts doubting you. And I know some people on this team, the second somebody gives them grief, they immediately curl up into a ball and they retreat. Whereas I like lock and load. So you just need to know the feeling. So when you feel it, you know what it is. It's not you being a failure. It's not you getting on their nerves. It's not you talking too much. It's not you selling the wrong product. It has nothing to do with you. It's them. Even the ones who say they're doing it to be nice or because they care about you. I mean, the example I gave this morning on the call, and this is a legitimate real life example, when I was probably 18, 20, whatever, I was going to back up a truck with a boat. And I didn't know what I was doing. And Dad was going to do it. And I was like, no, I can do this. And it took me forever. And I jackknifed several times. But I finally got it done. And he legitimately was just, part of it was probably to make it easier on me. And part of it was probably so it wouldn't take so damn long. But regardless, had I said, okay, and let him do it, then the next time I would have needed someone to do it. And the next time I would have needed someone to do it, right? It would have gone on and on and on. Whereas instead of just being like, you know what, I'm going to learn. Today's the day I'm going to learn. I'm going to make a fool out of myself, but I'm going to learn. And you're going to have that in this business every day. When a new promo comes out and you send out a message to somebody, maybe last promo, for whatever reason, the message you sent out was golden and you were signing people up left and right. And this time nobody responds. All right, so you screwed up. It's okay. Try it again. Like, don't give up on yourself over one thing. And another thing I want to make sure we talk about, I love for people to set goals, but I really am going to start pulling away from setting your goals based on one of those little rank badges, because I really am noticing, it's only taken me 5 years to figure it out, but I'm really noticing that people are letting those badges stop them. So like, I'm going to get to 12K, and they get to 12K, and then they don't know what to do with themselves, and they drop down to 4K, because it's like the person who runs a marathon, and they're like, they train for a whole year for this marathon, and then you're like, what are you going to do next? And they're like, oh, I don't know. And then before you know it, they're not even running anymore because they didn't have another goal. So that's why I'm so in love with this rate of run and checking your rate and just constantly growing your business based off of that. Because I think that, if you look at our team, we have been in the past a 60 to 80K team. And I just kind of accepted that. And I would watch numbers and they would be similar during the month. And I would compare, like, oh yeah, we're on track about the same thing we did last month. So it's good. We didn't lose anything. The hell? Well, that's not a good way to grow a business. Nobody died. We're okay, right? That's not the way to do it. The way to do it is be like, wow, we're ahead of the game than we were last month. Or we're not ahead of the game. Wonder what we did last month that we're not doing this month. So I think, obviously, if you're on here, you care about your business, and your ultimate goal, I'm going to guess, is 200K. For whatever reason, it's 200K. But even look at the 200Ks. The ones that stop at 200K, like they hit it. This is going to sound bad. You know the whole hit it and quit it? If they hit it and they have no other goal in their life, they disappear. You know how many 200Ks have disappeared from this business? Because they don't know what else to do. But then you look at somebody like, I don't know, Lindsay and Susan and Maria, like, they're all about, how can I become a 300K? It's not a recognized rank, but that doesn't matter. So here's the thing. If we hit 111 as a team this month, is there a new badge for our team? No, but we're all going to get paid on that volume. So that's good, right? If you could get paid on 12K volume, or you could get paid on 14K volume, you might as well get paid on the 14K, right? Like, because here's the thing I always want to remind you guys, outside of this little Zoom screen with all of our faces on it, nobody knows what the hell 12K means anyway. Not a clue. I think I was probably in the business. I was probably at 12K for a month or two before I even really put it all together. So that doesn't matter. Like, you just need to know that you have a business and that it's growing and that you're pouring into it and that you're making it better and that you're helping people. And if you keep focused on those things, that badge crap will fall to the wayside and your volume will go up anyway. So I want you, while I want us to have goals, I just don't want us to get super focused on one number, because then I feel like you hit the number and you quit. And I'm saying that because I know I've done it. I've done it before. I've done it probably the last 3 or 4 years. Like I think at one time we did like 170 something as a team. And then I don't know, we were called an 80K team. And then you're like, well, we don't have to have that much. We're just an 80K team. I don't know. It's all mental, kids. Don't hold yourself back. Okay, I'm going to be quiet. I want you guys to chime in here. Has anyone been holding themselves back? Laura was saying on hers that the last 2 customers, like her two newest customers, never liked or commented on anything. But when they placed orders and they got in the chat with her, they talked about stuff. And even like one girl even said, Laura, I think so. I so enjoy your post. So if you put a post up and you go back and you get like 4 likes, that doesn't mean only 4 people saw it. It just means only 4 people felt comfortable enough hitting that like button. So it's always so important that's where we go back to that, like, and when your numbers are going like this, your activity has to stay here regardless of what you think might be happening, because it's your activity that will build your business even in the downswings. Talk to me, people. Wave me down, unmute yourself, whatever floats your boat. I'm going to start calling you out. I already made Sandra talk. Sonia, I know you're eating, but you're now unmuted. How are you doing with your job at home? Are you back to work yet? Like in the office? No. Okay.
No, I'm still at home. It's the job itself is going good. Adjusting is still kind of hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's still different, and trying to find the balance with it and thrive
Mm-hmm.
is kind of hard, you know, because I'm still trying to take care of me
Mm-hmm.
and keep my sanity, because I don't have my alone time. So
Right.
that time that I was using on the bus to kind of, you know, focus and then that hour I had at work to do my Thrive stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have here,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm trying to take care of me and my mentality and
Right.
do some
Now,
workout.
I feel like you're doing a good job of clocking in and clocking out, though. Are you like, do you feel like when you get done for your day job and you're like done at like say 5 o'clock, no, you're not doing that? Okay.
Well, most of the time I am, but I have an attorney who is kind of overlooking that. I mean, he's gotten better, but I mean, he'll call me at 7 o'clock at night. How do I do this? He would have
Sure.
never done it before.
Right. I was just going to say he never would have done that. Are you able to just not answer that phone call?
No, because I can't do that.
Can't or won't?
I guess I won't.
Yeah. Because what if you were in the potty making a poo and he called?
Well,
you wouldn't answer, right?
Right. But I would return the call. So
Well, you can call him tomorrow.
yeah,
And here's and I'm not teasing you or making fun of you at all, because I totally get it. I mean, you guys know we work weird hours and we work
Mm-hmm.
from home, but we do. I mean, I'm pretty good about I'm not turning my phone off necessarily at 9, but I'm pretty good about not answering everything after 9 p.m. because I usually start answering stuff between 5 and 6 a.m. and I feel like that's enough time to talk to Tammy during the day. That's a lot, you know. So it's okay to carve out your time. I mean, I think everyone would agree. And if that attorney gives you crap, just remind him that you clocked out at 5.
Yeah.
You know, or blow his mind and return his message at 5 a.m. Wake his ass up, because you know he ain't up.
Oh no, he's a night owl.
Turn the tables, girl.
He comes in like at 10 or 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Oh, must be nice, right? Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't be talking
going
to
to
him
bed
at
at 11:30 and 12 and getting up at 5:15. So
yeah, no, because the thing is, both of your jobs are important to you.
Mhm.
right? And so if the one is infringing on the other, it's a balancing act. And like you said, it's not as easy because you're not leaving. And I know I know all day long you're at home, and I know your family is there all day, and I know that's very distracting and hard for you. So I think you might want to draw some boundaries.
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
He's gotten better.
Good.
So I haven't had a call probably
Tonight?
the last 4 days. Last 4 days after hours, 4 or 5 days. So that's good.
All right. Well, hang in there. Keep working like time chunks and stuff.
Yeah.
I know it's not easy. Laura says I don't usually return messages. Yeah. We were just raised that way. You didn't call anybody after 9 p.m. and you didn't call anybody before 9 p.m., which I totally break the early morning rules now.
Mhm.
But it's just ingrained in me that after 9, I mean, plus people let me up, I'm usually in bed by 9. So, but I don't know. There's like common courtesy of like calling people after hours. Who else has something going on? Anybody? What's exciting in life? We have 7 minutes left. Lisa. Okay, you are. You won't let me. There you go.
That
You're
works. Okay. I actually went back to work today, Sonia, so I can totally relate to that alone time. My alone time in the car is my Jesus time in the morning and my decompression time in the afternoon. So I totally get that. I'm struggling a little bit this week, not feeling as fired up as I was a couple weeks ago, but this was good. I feel like I've been to Thrive Church, so this is a reminder to keep on keeping on. Yeah. I have had some good responses. A couple people are IMing me back now. I did have a girl flat out no, she didn't like something was in the shakes that I guess she's diabetic and she has to watch what she takes. So, but
that's when you just have to remind yourself that not everybody's gonna love us.
Right.
That's okay. Right. Some people drink Coke, some people drink Pepsi, but they're all still drinking it. So that's okay.
I know. I was like, I gotta know. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And Lisa's not telling you guys, but was it just last week? She was people were responding to her 3-day trials, and she was putting them in group chats, making sure they had an email and had everything set up and we answered all their questions before she mailed them anything. And she got a customer out of one of them this week from last week. So it's just working the system, just, making sure that I can't encourage you guys enough. Don't send anybody a trial pack if they're not in a 3-way chat with somebody. I don't care if it's your upline, downline, sideline. I don't care who you use, but get somebody to talk to them, because there's nothing quite like mailing some trials and nothing happening. So, yeah. Well, good luck being back to work. I know it'll be, maybe that's why you're not as on fire, because you had to go back to the JOB today.
No, but there's only like 7 or 8 people in the office. I think they were going to be really slow bringing everybody else back. But actually, my supervisor was going to be off later on this week, and actually her dad passed away on Saturday. So the timing of me getting back in the office has been really a good thing. So,
I mean, and it's something to think about for all of you guys. You're not going to be on fire all the time. You're just not. And that's okay. Like that would be annoying. I would get on my own damn nerves if I was like, I'm on fire all the time. But whether I'm on fire or not, whether I'm feeling amazing or not, whether I'm getting great feedback or not, I still sit and do my send outs. Sometimes I'm doing them with a smile on my face, and sometimes I am literally sitting here clicking the buttons like, oh my God, are we done yet for the day? But it doesn't matter. I did the work, right? Whether I did it with a smile on my face or not, I did the work. And sometimes the ones that you're like, that I'm the most crappy, like sending them out, those are the ones that respond. And then I'm like, oh, I was being shitty that day, and look, I got a customer. But if I had been like, I'm not in the mood. I mean, today was disgusting. It was gray and it's cold. Oh my gosh. Spring doesn't get here soon. I'm about to leave this place. But I could have easily been like, I don't want to do my messages, but I sat down and got them all done. I got all that work done. So, just do the do. Like it's, like Sandra said, it's not hard. Just do it. Oh, Nike said that part, but whatever. All right. Anybody have anything else? We just have a couple minutes. You guys want to brag on somebody on your team? Brag about something that happened? Sonia did an amazing, before, in between, and current photo of her skin and got a customer from that. And Sonia, correct me if I'm wrong, but somebody sent you the pictures, the old before and after. And then that's when you looked and realized that you needed an updated book after, because you'd made such a difference. That Olivia, she is just working away. Bless her heart. I see you typing, girl. You busy. She got 4 kids and a job. All right. Well, I won't keep you guys. Thank you for being on here tonight. Hopefully this helped a little. If you did not listen to the Monday morning motivational call from earlier today, Laura Wormsman did record it. It's on our page. And I will admit I did jumping jacks right before I got on there, because I did not want to get on that call and not be like ready to go. And then Sandra said I sounded like I had 4 men's capsules before it happened. So clearly the jumping jacks did work. So anyway, if you guys need anything, let me know. Enjoy your night, and I'll be talking to you later on this week, I'm sure. So don't forget, we have an auto ship coming up on Friday. All right. Bye.